Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios, once again with another One Piece related video. As a huge fan of One Piece, I spend a good deal of time trying to convince my friends to watch One Piece with me. Now, I'm sure those of you who are watching this are in agreement that One Piece is one of the best animes there is to watch. I won't say it's the best anime to watch, although the statistics kind of back me up on that statement because, well, it's the best-selling manga in Japan, and, it's got, thousands and thousands of fans. There's, a whole fan vote going on thing across the world right now, and I've never seen someone who, says they absolutely despise One Piece. I've seen people who say they don't like it, but I'm getting super off subject. The biggest problem we have introducing our new friends and family to One Piece is the size of it. People take a look at it and they say, 1,000 chapters? Are you serious? 900 episodes? What? That's so long. Yet, strangely enough, we live in an era where binge watching is something people love to do. We have, as a fandom, a show that can defeat even the most resilient binge watchers. Yet people say there's too many episodes. Just doesn't make sense. However, I do understand the daunting task, so I thought to myself, is there a way to shorten this process? Bring me to One Piece episode East Blue. I decided to take a look at it. I got actually a bunch of One Piece specials for Christmas because my family knows how into it I am. And I thought, now that I have the DVDs, now that I can watch this, do I look at it, just for fun, or do I analyze it a little? After thinking for about 20 seconds, I realized I can analyze it. I can take a look at it and say, hey, episode of East Blue, can I show this to my friend to help them skip the first 40 some odd episodes of One Piece? Can I help them turn 14 hours of episodes or 100 chapters of manga into a single 90-minute viewing experience? For the long answer, please continue watching. For the short answer, I'm afraid not. But without further ado, I would like to begin my critique, my analysis of One Piece episode of East Blue. So the story begins right after the Straw Hats have left Logtown, and they are heading towards the entrance to the Grand Line. You see one of the guideposts, and Sanji brings out the barrel for the very famous barrel ceremony. Each Straw Hat goes around the barrel, saying what they plan on doing as they get to the Grand Line, what their goal is for the end of the story, and then the adventure begins for them. I want to start off by saying that I love the aspect ratio change. I love that they went back and they actually, reanimated, made it look real nice and shiny. It's pretty much movie quality as far as an anime movie goes. And I love that we are starting at the end. I always love that kind of little nip here. However, to nitpick, it kind of, spoils that Nami didn't actually betray the crew, that she's not actually a member of the Arlong Pirates, that kind of thing. But I'm willing to look past that. The story then divides into 5 separate episodes. Episode of Luffy, episode of Zoro, episode of Usopp, episode of Sanji, and then episode of Nami. Nami is the last one because the Arlong Park arc is the most quintessential part of the East Blue saga. I would say even more so than the Logtown arc. Starting off, we follow the rubber boy himself, our Straw Hat Captain Luffy. I enjoy this one. I love this one. I gave it a 5 out of 5 if I was going to rate these. That it is a shot-for-shot remake of the chapter. I mean, we got panel for panel here. We have Lucky Roux looking inside of the, treasure chest where they were keeping the devil fruit. We have Luffy stabbing himself and getting his scar, which is something they don't show you in the anime. We have Shanks telling Luffy, you can't swim, that's why you can't come with us, which is great because in the anime, for some reason, they decided to say that Luffy can swim. weird detail for me to be hung up on, I know, but it's important because that's one of the reasons Luffy wasn't too phased about his devil fruit. I mean, he was freaked out at first, but he couldn't swim to begin with, so eating a devil fruit didn't hurt him that much. I also enjoyed that in Shanks's, when Shanks, stares down the Lord of the Coast, we see like a shockwave. We see an indication that Conqueror's Haki is a thing. This is a nice way to sort of retcon the existence of Haki, show it off more. Because in the original anime adaptation, he just stares him down. In this version, there's a big shockwave. It's cinematic, it's fascinating. And then, Shanks gives Luffy his straw hat, and Luffy punches the Lord of the Coast and sets off to sea. It's a simple little backstory. We don't need to go into the whole Sabo and Ace thing just yet. We're encompassing the East Blue. Then we go to Episode of Zoro. Looking at it as both someone who's trying to understand One Piece and as a fan, I have to say Zoro's episode is probably the weakest of the 5. I definitely give it a 3 out of 5. Mostly because Zoro's flashback seems so rushed. Like we don't get to feel the emotion of Kuina regretting that, she was born a girl, and because of that, Zoro will be physically stronger than her, and how insulted Zoro feels by that, because it just sounds like she's coming up with an excuse. Oh, eventually you'll be better than me, but that won't be because you're good, Zoro. That's just because I'm a girl, and you're a boy, and Zoro hates that. And because of that, we understand the emotion, the sadness Zoro feels when Kuina passes away. Whereas in this one, it just seems kind of rushed. We understand it looking back as fans, but if this was someone's first introduction to One Piece, it would just seem like, oh, this is Zoro, this is his friend who's better than him. She fell down some stairs. Okay, bye! And that's it. It also kind of skips over how Luffy met Kobe. We have absolutely no idea who this pink-haired boy is that just showed up one day and disappeared just as quickly, because he's not in the rest of the story. I do like, however, that as it focuses on Zoro, it skips ahead to his fight against Mihawk, and this is where the episode of Zoro does a better job. It definitely glanced over Zoro joining Luffy's crew and his reason for being the world's greatest swordsman, but watching the level of difference between Zoro and Mihawk again is amazing. It's amazing to see how far Zoro's come, because I guarantee you, if they dueled right now, where we are in Wano, Mihawk would definitely be using the Black Blade. That's my guess, but that's my guarantee. I'm standing by that statement. Mihawk definitely respects Zoro enough now to use the Black Blade. But to see that young Zoro, to see him humbled, and to see him declare that he will never lose again, which, mind you, against another swordsman, Zoro has not lost. We saw Zoro technically lose to Bartholomew Kuma when he just sent all the crew away, but we've never actually seen Zoro lose. Moving on from Zoro, we have the episode of Usopp. Like I said, it skips over Nami. And it also skips over Buggy the Clown, who is one of the most important characters in One Piece, I would dare say. So again, another reason why this isn't really something to use to introduce a friend, but it is a great way to relive. I'll get into that later. But we then cut to the episode of Usopp. This one, I felt, came very strong. I gave it a 4 out of 5. And I really liked this one. I liked how it showed his love of his family, his love of his village, his love of the people around him, and how he was willing to give his life for that. What I don't like about it is it super glosses over obtaining the Going Merry. Like, I get it, we're not talking about the Going Merry here, we're talking about Usopp, but the Going Merry was a big part of Usopp. It's a part of Usopp's story later on, and I feel like it should have been focused on a bit more. I will say, however, I do like that it skipped the Meowbon brothers. I found them to be kind of silly, even, well, not by One Piece standards, but I did consider them unnecessary to the plot. So just glancing over them, having Zoro pick up Usopp and run, it shortened all the fluff to get to the real Captain Kuro fight. Following up Usopp, we have the episode of Sanji, which begins showcasing Sanji's greatest trait, his kindness. He, feeds Gin, though we don't really know who Gin is. And after that, Don Krieg just shows up. It's actually very quick to jump in on that. It's kind of a bummer, in my opinion, because seeing Zeph feed Don Krieg really showcased where Sanji got it from. The no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, what your goals are, even if you want to kill me, you're not going to do it on an empty stomach. It also seemed kind of weird that Don Krieg just showed up. I mean, I don't know. But, and then the part where Luffy says, hey, if I take this guy out, no more chores, right? And Zeph goes, yeah, that sounds like a good deal. We didn't even see Luffy get under the chore boy deal thing. So it just, I don't know. The episode of Sanji just seems a little disorganized and just speeding up to the part where Sanji fights, Pearl and then Gin and then, Luffy fights Don Krieg. I will, however, say what kept me from saying that the Sanji one was better than, or what kept me from saying the Zoro one was better than the Sanji one, is that fight between Sanji and Gin has no excuse being this well animated. I don't know why, the way it just flowed, it felt nice. It felt good. I liked watching this one. The impacts of their hits, the way they moved around each other, it was just a good fight to watch, and I really enjoyed that. That's honestly the best part I can say about the episode of Sanji. Now, finally, after following up Sanji, we have the episode of Nami, which is the most important story in the East Blue Saga. It focused on what it needed to focus on. We get a glance over of Nami stealing the Going Merry, but we see her crying about it. We see her knowing that she is this close to finally being free. We see the despair when that Marine captain showed up and was going to, just take all the 100 million, and how Arlong betrayed her. The turmoil of her village deciding, okay, we're going to go die now. And Nami saying, help me. That little moment, I liked watching that in a higher res, for lack of better wording, watching it in glorious HD, of Nami asking Luffy for help. And Luffy finally declaring, just solidly saying, Nami is a member of my crew. Nami is a part of the Straw Hat Pirates. Unfortunately, the fights between Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, and their opponents are kind of glossed over. You end up just seeing Sanji and Zoro kind of just on the sideline waiting for Luffy to beat Arlong. If it weren't for them being as injured as they were after their fights, there's absolutely no reason those two wouldn't have gotten in on that fight. As we see nowadays with, Zoro alongside Luffy fighting Kaido, the Straw Hat crew is not afraid to work together on something. The entire crew fought oars. So it just seemed a little out of place and weird to have the two of them just sidelined. Overall, I loved how it sped up the chart room scene, where instead of just Luffy, looking around, No. We see Luffy's split-second decision of, okay, I get it. Start smashing the room. Blast it to bits. No need for this. I'm freeing Nami. Takes out Arlong. Saves Nami. Saves Kokoyashi Village. And they all live happily ever after. Then it finally ends with cutting back to where we began. They're at the barrels. They're saying what they're going to do when they head off to the Grand Line. They smash the barrel and they go along their way. And that's the episode of East Blue. It's nice. It's a good recap. It's a good way for fans who have, we're all the way in Dressrosa. We're all the way in Wano. We have seen and we have shed so many tears. We have laughed so many laughs. It's nice to look back at where we came from. The best way I can describe episode of East Blue is it feels like looking through an old family video with your nostalgia goggles on. What I wouldn't recommend this for is the original reason I started watching it was, can I use this to show my friends One Piece? I could. You could. You could use it to show your friends One Piece. I think you're better off having them go through every arc, because We skip over Buggy, we skip over Kobe, we skip over Smoker and Tashigi, we skip over Gaimon, we skip over the little things that make One Piece what it is. Episode of East Blue focuses on the emotion of One Piece, whereas I think what makes One Piece what it is how the emotional moments combine with the comedy. And overall, episode of East Blue, I would say an 8 out of 10, as far as a fan goes. To introduce someone to One Piece, no, not so much. But thank you for watching. I don't know if I'm going to do more analysis like this. I mean, I got more specials, so maybe I'll talk about those. Not as, recaps of stuff. This is more filler arc and whatnot. But I appreciate the watch. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this, and I will see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.